Almost in the way that he prepared for it, almost comical if it wasn't so utterly horrific, the act that he committed here. The judge in sentencing him said that she had no doubt that this was an act that was driven purely by jealousy and anger. He had really gone to great lengths to prepare for this. When police raided his house, they found notes that he'd scribbled down about all of the things he needed, including, of course, the sulfuric acid that he threw on his ex-girlfriend. He had gone and bought that fat suit. He had blacked up and gone out. He was seen on that CCTV footage that you showed in your introduction around various stores and other locations, caught on CCTV before he went to this young woman's house, gave her a note which appeared to threaten a former flatmate, and as she was looking down, bending down to look at that note, he threw this acid in her face. She has gone through 5 separate surgeries. She's still off work. She's blind in one eye. These kinds of attacks, Colin, are horrific in the aftermath that they cause. They're not necessarily fatal, few of them are, but they are terrible in terms of the life-changing injuries that they inflict on people. Well, this young man, Milad Rouf, when he was arrested by the police, he was questioned. He was detached, almost cold, as the detective tried to elicit any information about the crime that he was accused of. Let's listen into this.
So she's got quite significant burns to her face, and obviously you can see she's got a dressing around her neck. What can you tell me about that?
No comment.
Did you do that?
No comment.
Why did you do that?
No comment.
This is clearly a weapon that's used in domestic crimes, but also we saw a spate of attacks used. It was used by gang members to intimidate other gangs as well.
Yes, there's this particular crime in Brighton actually falls into the category of the type of acid attack that you see around the world, particularly in the Indian subcontinent. It's a huge issue there, with thousands of attacks like this every year or two in India, in Bangladesh, in Sri Lanka. People who are jealous, jilted, want revenge, usually on a woman, and throw acid in their face to inflict this long-lasting pain and damage on this individual. Here in the UK, it's different. The UK, actually, London in particular, has received a reputation in recent years of being the hotspot for acid attacks in Western Europe. And as I say, it's a different phenomenon. It's not necessarily, there are some revenge acid attacks, people jilted by their girlfriends who are throwing acid in their face, but the vast majority are actually gang related, and it's young men in particular who are the perpetrators and young men who are often the victims. It was particularly bad a couple of years ago with more than 700 corrosive substance attacks in London alone in 1 year. Now, the last couple of years, thankfully, it's gone down a bit, but that may well be because of the coronavirus. Many people, of course, not out and about. Crime in general, violent crime, went down very significantly, but it's on the rise again. And the police are prepared for corrosive substance attacks. They have changed the way in which they have to operate. Now they go about in their patrol cars with big bottles of water, because they know that what they need to do is to get to a victim as soon as possible, drench their face with water and try to wash away that corrosive substance before it does too much damage. That's just one of the ways in which they've had to change their mode of operation, frontline police officers, not just in London but across the country, in dealing with what is a hideous phenomenon.
Yeah, and it's a phenomenon that's made easy by the fact it's just very easy to get hold of, isn't it?
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.